What's up, peeps? We are back, and we are here to do official episode 0, so let's get started. Hello, everyone, and welcome one and all to Once Upon a Tabletop, where we tell tabletop tales using tabletop RPGs. I am your host and game master, Shane Rachels, joined today by our lovely cast. Say hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Random waves. All right, that's how we're doing this. I have Sammy. Wait, why did everybody swap?
It's like falling off now.
Hold on.
I'm Sammy now. Because you turned on your camera.
Why did
to the DM.
why did that
Because you
happen?
turned on your camera, so it changed the order.
Yeah, okay, so hold on. I have to, y'all are gonna see some weird stuff on screen for a second. Just go with it. This is how this is gonna work.
I don't know. I could be Sammy. She's cuter than. Give me her. I'll take her personality there. Hold on. I gotta be loud, right? To be Sammy.
Hey, you do have to be loud to be a Sammy. Everybody's going to be swapping places. Y'all are just going to have to deal with that. So, hello. Welcome to Once Upon a Tabletop. We are here to do episode 0 for Veilbreak, our very first campaign here on the show. You guys may not understand what the show is yet. You guys may not understand who we are and what we're doing and why we're here. You guys may not understand the concept of an episode 0. I have very, very good news. Episode 0 is designed to answer every single one of those questions. And hopefully by the end of this episode, you guys are only going to leave as confused as I personally want you to be by the time this ends. So, we're going to go ahead and get started. First and foremost, we're going to do some introductions because you guys may not know who we are or who all our players are, and we're going to go ahead and do that. So, my name is Shane Rachels. I'm host and game master. I will be the dungeon master for our first season. We're going to be doing our whole thing here. You may also know me as Sikio Lahara if you ever watched my solo streams or if you've ever seen me on Start Playing Games or anything like that. I've been playing Dungeons & Dragons and TTRPGs in general for like 16, 17 years now. It has been a very, very long time. I started playing with some random dice and pencil and paper back in high school. And since then, I have done a lot of other stuff. I've dipped my hands into the classics, Dungeons & Dragons, Pathfinder, Starfinder, stuff like that. I've also done a bunch of other stuff, Call of Cthulhu, Blades in the Dark, Monster of the Week, stuff like that. And I will continue to expand my horizons. The Cosmere RPG comes out very soon, and you guys are very likely going to see that on this channel and stuff at some point. Super, super excited for that. But a little while ago, I started off a podcast, Unnatural One. You can still find it if you search for it deep enough on the internet. Is it not on the YouTube?
Gone. It is gone.
Oh, okay. Well,
it doesn't
Fully
exist.
gone.
Redacted.
It might be fully gone, yeah. But I found when I was doing the podcast there that I love doing this kind of thing. I love playing TTRPGs, telling stories, and sharing that experience with as many people as possible. So, I've had a lot of fun doing that, and decided we're going to continue to do that. Only we're doing it live now, where I can't edit out my friends' out-of-pocket statements. So, that's how this is going to work. But we have a bunch of other people to introduce, and I don't want to talk about myself for too long, so we're going to let them decide who's doing what. So, who wants to go first? Who wants to introduce yourselves?
In
I'd like
order
to
by
start to
screen.
get myself over with.
Okay. I mean, you can go in order if you want to. Courtney, you're up.
I'm ready to just get this over with. Okay, hi. I'm Courtney. Or a lot of you guys know me as Raina Lahara since I stream as well. I've been playing D&D for almost 12, 13 years. Sick, our lovely DM, got me into it forever ago. And I've been addicted ever since. I was also on the Unnatural One podcast, and I have made a bunch of very embarrassing D&D skits on TikTok. So if you know me from there, I'm sorry. Very, very sorry. But yeah.
Okay, that's it. That's an introduction.
Bravo!
Sammy.
What we got.
Hi, I'm Sammy. I'm very loud, and this mic cuts me out when I peek it very, very easily. I am fairly new to D&D. I've been playing it off and on for maybe 6 years. Not, and I can still say fairly new because I've done homebrews. I've done a couple games with Shane and Courtney. I was in a one-shot for the podcast, and
The corpse room.
the corpse room. I made the corpse room canon, and it was beautiful. Yeah, I also go by Everidian. I also stream, not as much anymore, but you can find me. I exist. Thank you so much for coming. I exist.
All right, Steven. My sweet baby
Oh.
boy. Come on. You got this.
Oh, okay. So, as you know, I'm Steven, also go by Knox. I am the DM sweet baby boy, and
Embrace it.
that is my heart, my soul right there. Um,
Sorry, Mowgli.
Courtney is the bestie, and will always be the bestie. I've been into D&D for some years. I would like to say I'm still new. Um, Still learning, which is all right. Never too late to still learn. The game changes over time. I was introduced to it by our lovely DM and his wife. They were kind enough to take me in, introduce me to the game, and I fell in love with it ever since. And yeah, I'm looking forward to provide you guys with entertainment and enough action and role playing for you to tell your friends and family.
And Uber drivers. And
And
Lyft
you
drivers.
guys-
And literally everybody.
Any
Pizza
any
drivers.
dead relatives for accounts.
Yep.
Put them in.
Yeah, everybody we can get in. All right, thank you. Mowgli, last but not least.
I am Mowgli. Just Mowgli. Don't have any other names, just Mowgli. I am the odd one out where I don't know any of these people in real life. I only met them through playing D&D. And I've been playing D&D for 25 years. Started back in 3rd edition. And I'm just here to fuck up the DM's plans. That's all I'm here for. That's all I'm going to do.
Here to get revenge. That's your entire point of existence.
Yep. I'm also the DM, so I know all of his dirty tricks.
Facts.
I also supply him with all the third-party books he ever wants.
He does do that. I have many files.
I have an addiction.
You have a problem. And that's our cast. You guys will learn more about us and stuff as we play. You'll learn our different play styles and how we kind of get into things and stuff. But for now, that's what you get. These are the people who will be playing our characters during our story. But first, we have to talk about that story and stuff in general. We have to talk about exactly what Once Upon a Tabletop is, what it's going to be. So for those of you who might be unfamiliar, we are going to be a tabletop RPG podcast, actual play podcast. What that means is we're going to play tabletop RPGs. We're going to play games like Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder, Starfinder, various things probably over the course and history of the game itself. And we are going to share that experience with you guys. We're going to tell stories and talk about the different aspects of those stories, build worlds, build characters, and then give you guys entertainment. Consider it something like a long form TV show, but the whole thing is completely improvised. We're doing this pretty much off the top of our heads, and it's going to be fantastic. That being said, we do have some stuff that we need to get into, some stuff we have to talk about as far as the campaign itself goes. Our very first season here is going to be Veilbreak, and we're going to be playing Veilbreak using the Dungeons & Dragons 2024 rules. We will be changing a few of those rules as the game goes on and as time goes on. You don't necessarily have to be familiar with the system to keep up with the story and learn how things are going on. You can just pick up things and catch them as you kind of move along. And if you are interested in learning Dungeons & Dragons, there are plenty of other like videos and people out there and stuff who can teach you. We won't be doing that necessarily on the show. But if you do find yourself interested, please, Dungeons & Dragons and tabletop RPGs in general are a fantastic hobby to get into. It costs almost nothing, and you can have the time of your life doing this. Yeah, Mowgli, I saw that little handshake.
Alright, look, almost
almost
nothing.
nothing.
As a dice
It-
goblin alone.
It costs almost nothing to get started. You can spend as much money as you want. But you know, that's how things go. Like I said, the show is going to be a basically a collaborative storytelling experience. The way this is working, or what is going to work, is that I will build a world. I will populate it with characters and conflicts and different kinds of things, and then my players will take on the role of characters in that story. They will interact, they will do things, they will change the story, and that story will evolve over a very long period of time. And at the end, it may be something completely different than when we started, or it could. I mean, honestly, that's probably going to change in the very first episode. I feel like, because Mowgli exists, so I'm going to tell them, hey, this is how the story's going to start, and then he's going to completely flip it within moments. I feel like that's what's going to happen. I'm scared when he reads the lore on this. Because he's probably going to immediately start changing things. We'll see how it goes.
You were 4? What?
But yeah, so that's going to be what this is. It's going to be a story that you guys can invest yourselves in, and eventually maybe even participate in different ways and stuff. We'll see how that goes. Don't hold your breath on that. Well, again, we'll have to judge that and stuff as we go. But with all that, we're not going to spend too much time talking about the podcast itself. You guys will learn more details and more bits and pieces of stuff as we go along. Let's talk about the game, and let's talk about Veilbreak. We have some things to read out, some bits and pieces of lore for you guys to learn. That way you guys are not confused when episode 1 goes live next week. We want you to be as fully invested as possible at the start of this. And so I have written some things as far as the world is concerned for our players to read, and we're going to go ahead and start. Sammy, I believe you're doing section 1, right? You're starting us off with this.
Yes,
All right.
I am.
Go
So,
ahead.
Indamira, which is the name of both the world and the continent where our story takes place, used to be a familiar fantasy land like any other, very reminiscent of the Sword Coast or the Forgotten Realms, if you're familiar with those. The world was full of wonders. Humans, elves, dwarves, and a myriad of other races lived across a vast land where griffins and dragons roamed the skies. Now, heroes roamed the lands, protecting the common folks from mystical threats. Townships, farms, and a few large cities dotted across the landscape. And life was mostly decent until one day the Fire Nation attacked. No, they didn't. I'm sorry.
You're worried about.
Almost made it. Almost made it.
Without any warning, everything went belly up. In an instant, the veil that separates our realm from other planes of existence was shredded and torn asunder. Creatures and terrors flooded the land our people found themselves ill-equipped and unprepared to deal with. Within days, most cities had fallen. Within 2 weeks, the population survived in only 3 places: Cove City, an isolated port on the southern coast; Umlat, a dwarven city located in the northern mountains; and Astra, where our story begins.
All right. Who's got section 2?
Oh, I do. All right, so Astra, right? The city, West Coast city, on some mountains or some cliffs overlooking the sea. Very beautiful place. It was a college, right? College doing all the wizard shit, all the magic shit. People go there to learn more shit. And it was a very open place, as most colleges are. It's very, come in, we'll teach you. If you have any talent, we'll stay. If you don't, well, you gotta go. So this town, or this little college full of magical people, was the perfect place for when these terrible things ripped to other realms of existence split open. And they were like, we got magic shit. Let's protect our city, put up a bunch of sigils and stuff around, just, protect us from these horrible threats. And we'll just see how it goes. It's gone pretty well, seeing as, it's been 200 years later. They're still, safely behind their walls, hanging out, not really worried about anything that's going on. They use their magic to the best of their abilities, growing their magically modified crops, making their homes out of magically summoned things. And, they're
And
fine. They're perfectly fine. Nothing's ever going to go wrong. Ever.
nope, nothing ever goes wrong. I do want to say that the section I sent was a lot more well written than that.
Yep.
I said I'm gonna go sentence by sentence and just I'm paraphrasing.
But you got the point across. Astra is a very magical city, and it uses its magic to protect itself, with a couple of exceptions. Who has section 3?
That would be me. We're gonna go back to the normal reading over here. Go.
Real quick. I'm pretty sure my dog just pooped, so I have to go clean that up. Excuse me.
Oh, thank you. Now that's
Rip.
going to be archived forever.
All right. So the dangers of Veilbreak still pervade the land. Though nothing as dangerous or immense as that first day has happened since, rifts to other realms still open and release their horrors on the regular basis. The outside world has become uninhabitable. Inhabitable. Wait, inhabitable?
It's supposed to be uninhabitable. Yeah.
I thought that's what it was supposed to be.
Look, I make
Uninhabitable.
typos sometimes. All right.
It's fair. You're human. You're human. It's land barren of what most would consider life. It is a landscape unrecognizable from the once crowded and lively land it once was. The protective runes employed by the Mages Guild of Astra have mostly ensured the safety of its people in the city itself, but it's not the perfect system. Rifts that open outside the city are mostly ignored, allowing their threats to roam, but every once in a while a rift opens up inside the city walls. Bypassing the protective runes, these rifts unleash dangerous creatures onto the population, and if not for the formation and protection of the Guardian Corps, the city would have long fallen into the abyss. Blah, 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 blah. Words. I mostly made it.
Mostly, yeah. We're doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. I know people are nervous, but you guys are doing pretty solid.
Don't have to worry about it. Screwing up with the script. You can just paraphrase it.
I will still fuck up paraphrasing.
Yep.
Words are hard.
Last but not least on the world building part.
The Guardian Corps are the staunch protectors of the city of Astra. Whenever a rift opens in the city, these individuals over there and right here put their very lives on the line to assure the safety of the people fighting back the horrors unleashed from the rift. They secure the area, they enter the rift directly using their skills in combat and magical rift disruption devices provided from the Mages Guild to seal these tears in reality. Often, they survive. Just as often, they don't. But for 209 years, they ensured that the city of Astra still stands. The life of a guardian is often short, brutal, and necessary. And every few months, the Corps asks the city of Astra for volunteers to replenish its ranks and continue its mission to keep the people at large safe. Now, our story begins on the day that one of those calls goes out. As the invisible hand that weaves the tapestry of fate continues its ceaseless work, 4 threads become tangled. And that knot, that forms promises to change the fate of the world.
I liked the finger thing you did there, but you're holding up 8 fingers at one point.
Those are the NPCs. We have some extra people coming along.
Or extra characters.
Yeah.
It was very.
Those
very
are
cinematic. We
those are
appreciate
backup
you.
characters. Because I'm gonna kill everybody. All right, so
Oh.
that is the world building. So we have a world that we've created that is basically on the brink of destruction. These rifts that have been opening for 209 years is causing problems for 3 cities that are located around. Our story in particular will take place, or rather will begin, in the city of Astra. And Astra is a very magically and kind city. The other cities have different, methods of dealing with things and so on and so forth. But we will visit those cities and stuff over the course of the story. But for now, Astra is what you need to worry about. The Guardian Corps, these kind of protectors of the city, have sent out a call. And this call will be answered by our 4 characters. Our story will begin after they have completed their entrance exams and on their very first day of employment, as it were, with the Guardian Corps. And let's talk about those characters a little bit. You guys have all, for various different reasons, signed up and decided to give your life, so to speak, to the Guardian Corps to help protect the people of the city, and in order to make sure that the city itself and everything that it represents stays safe and continues to survive in the kind of post-apocalyptic thing we're going for here. So with that being the thing, let's talk about those characters. Who would like to introduce their character first and give us a kind of overview? Don't necessarily go spilling out your whole backstory. We can do most of that kind of stuff in the actual game and kind of reveal that as we go along. But give us a kind of a peek behind the curtain. What's their personality like? Why are they joining? Is that a reason that they'll just tell people, or is there something more secretive and stuff behind them? Let's talk about them and give us an idea of who we're going to be seeing when the game starts.
I'll go first again because mine's super simple, and then all of them are going to sound great after I go and give you jack crap. All right, so I'm Courtney, and I'll be playing Rayla Thalethi. She is a fairy. I'm not going to give you her class yet. I can tell you she's not a druid, despite me dressed weird and there was a cat behind me at one point. She's not that. Personality-wise, she's, I'd say, kind and caring. She's a middle child, so she's kind of got that, like, weird mentality of not being, like, overly protective, but, like, also kind of still being, like, naive and stuff as well. She is fully obsessed with the Guardian Corps, like fully obsessed with it since she was little, for a reason that will come to light later. But because of that, she is fully into joining. She is 100% for everything that they stand for, and she will happily tell you about why she's joining any day. You mentioned the Guardian Corps, and she is excitedly jumping in to talk about it. The most recent rift closings, the most recent attacks, all of that. She is right there. She wants to know. She is very excited about all of it. You said personality. I think that's everything you asked to cover. Yeah, she's very eccentric when it comes to the Guardian Corps.
Yeah, I mean, if that's
very excited.
If that's what you want to tell, then that's what you want to tell. Yeah, so that is Raylith. You can see your character art here. She is a little fairy. I'm interested to see how you're in particular are going to play her. We'll see how that goes.
She's 2 feet tall.
Yeah, she's 2 feet. Doorknobs, the end of your existence.
I've winked. Thank you.
But yeah, this is Raylith. She's going to be one of our characters, played by Courtney, and we are going to see what happens with her. Who wants to go next? Who wants to talk about their character?
I go.
All right.
So, we have Mimito. And she is quite the peach, I tell you. She comes from a fairly small family, but that's the kicker there. One day, amongst all of this, right? She's just going about things normally. Comes home, her family massacred, and she does. She's like, "What the fuck is happening?" And the Guardian Corps finds the man in question, and there's a crowd huddled around, and she's there. She's making eye contact with this man, and he is shouting something about it being for the core or a greater cause, and they just take him away to custody. But as he's going, he starts to fight back and he's killed. So any answer she could have had, she doesn't get. So her cause for joining is to find out what more is there to the situation. What is going on? What does this single instance have to do with the derailment of her entire life? Uh, Outside of that, she's real peach. She comes across as very bubbly, very ready to be hands on and help with people, all while trying to get to her end goal. That's moving up in ranks and getting a hold of the information she needs. And she's a barbarian. That's as straightforward as you can get.
Barbarians are very one track minds when it comes to playing. So I'm excited to see what you can bring to a barbarian, and see how that evolves, and see how everybody else interacts with whatever the hell it is you're gonna do. I think Zen and you are gonna have a lot of fun. Speaking of Zen, I guess we're going in order again here. Steven, you're up.
Okay. So, Zen is a dwarf. He's 5 foot tall, and he is a monk. Um, kind of had a shady little upbringing, but completely turned his life around when he joined an order of monks. Um, he's motivated now by a strong sense of justice, duty, and the desire to protect, Astra, and joining the Guardian Corps is the perfect way to do that, to ensure the safety of those who cannot protect themselves amongst the chaos, and other reasons as well that will not be disclosed at this time.
Yeah. What's your personality like?
Um, let's just say he's charming, at the same time peaceful, no nonsense. It's like Bruce Banner and Hulk. It's calm, but you don't want him to get angry.
Okay.
Bad
Okay.
things can happen and will happen.
Okay. A lot of weird interactions here between characters, I think. We're gonna see how this goes. I'm very curious. And last but certainly not least, we have Mowgli, and I saved you for last because I feel like yours is gonna be the most chaotic.
Alright, so Aggie, right? I'm playing Aggie. Aggie's a little guy, he's a halfling. He knows some magic, he knows playing instruments, he knows how to talk to people. Son of a farmer, and like his entire life he just kind of, did his very best not really to do any work. Like do the bare minimum amount of work, just get his rations, live his life. Took the easy way most of the time. Got in trouble with, the city watch due to some shady stuff he was getting up to. Uses in from a past previous life. Yeah. Why did he join the Guardian Corps? His official reason is he was told to by the City Watch. I'm just going to leave it at that. Aggie likes to speak his mind. And he will speak his mind without really thinking about who's around. And that's got him in trouble a couple times. And I feel like Zid is going to be his mother in keeping him in line.
Yeah, I can
And
see
he
that.
doesn't trust the tall ones, especially the barbarian, who's super friendly and kind of creepy.
She's like 5'3", first of all. She's not
I'm a
very
halfling.
tall.
All right,
Well,
I'm like 30 feet, if that, on a good day.
Do we have anybody over like 5'5" in this campaign at all?
Aggie's ego.
I know how to. I know how to.
Why?
I know how to irritate this party, and it's just put something on a tall shelf.
I'm
Shit.
stepping on
with the
the
enemy.
shoulders. No,
But
I'm
when
launching the fairy.
when we do the MacGuffin, if I just put it on a tall shelf, you're like, we're fine. You don't have to worry about anything.
What spells do I have? I have nothing for tall shelves. Fuck.
Okay, so these are our characters. These are the guys that you are going to see play the game. They are going to be interacting and changing things within my story, and that story will eventually evolve based on these characters' actions. We have Raylith, the fairy. We have Mimi, the human barbarian. We have Zin, the dwarven monk, and of course Aggie, our halfling bard. They will begin to affect things in the story and start changing how things are going to go. But of course, as the dungeon master, I will also be reacting to things that they do and changing the story to try to fit my narrative a little bit better. And we'll see kind of what we end up with. In the post-apocalyptic world that is in Demira, these characters are going to change the fate of the entire world and maybe other ones as well, depending on how the story goes. And we're going to see what happens. We hope that we have given you guys enough information that you will not be very confused, at least when the story starts, and hope that you guys have enough of a primer here to get invested when our official first episode goes live next Monday at 7 p.m. We'll be back here to start the story, to begin and kind of go over all that stuff. So I think that's about all we have. Rules changes. I did forget that part when I was talking about stuff. If you guys are familiar at all with Dungeons & Dragons, we are going to be changing 2 rules in particular. 2 rules that we think makes the game a little bit better. We're going to be doing crunchy crits, which means instead of rolling 2 dice, the way crits work is if you ever roll a natural 20, or in some cases a 19, depending on your skills and stuff like that, we will be doing maximum damage, and then you roll an extra damage dice. So what that means is instead of rolling a D8, for example, if you're using a long sword, instead of rolling 2d8 and getting a 2, we're going to be doing 1 dice is always max, so it's always going to be 8, and then you'll be able to roll another dice as well to ensure that crits have a more meaningful chunk to them. That being said, keep in mind that as the dungeon master, I am also going to be using that rule, and typically monsters roll a lot more dice than players do. So we're going to keep the threat nice and high. The other rule that we're going to be changing is potions. The way potions normally work, you spend an entire action to drink a potion, and you roll a few dice to see if you get health back. If you spend your entire action, you can still roll ones on all your dice, and you only get like 4 health, and that doesn't feel very good for anybody. The way that we're going to be doing things is if you spend your action to drink a health potion, you will get full healing. If you use your action to give a potion to someone else, you get full healing. You roll the maximum amount every time. However, you can also use your bonus action instead to use a health potion. If you do, you'll roll it like normal, but you don't spend your full action and stuff to do it. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yes.
Yeah, I think we've used these rules before and stuff, so you should be mostly familiar with them. Other rules, the way spells and stuff work, other things may change here and there and stuff in the campaign. We may also do some things that technically, if you're following the rules of Dungeons & Dragons to the letter, we might do things a little bit differently. We have the rule of cool here and stuff. And I am the Dungeon Master, and I am God, and I can change things if I want to. Don't at me at it. If we get things wrong and stuff sometimes, it happens. Don't worry about it. Either we'll fix it or we won't. That's the way things work. The story is the main part here. The story that we're telling is the part that matters. Not the rules, not the games, not any of that stuff. All that stuff takes aside. We're using that stuff as a structure to tell the story, and that's about it. It is not, the rule of God written down. So That's how we're going to be doing things. Other than that, is there anything else anybody wants to say before we leave for just a moment and come back for the bonus action? A resounding silence.
We're good.
Okay, that's fine. So that is episode 0. Like I said, I hope we've given you guys enough information so that you're not entirely confused. I hope you guys are excited to see our very first episode. If you have any questions, we'll be back in just a few minutes to answer them. We'll come back to thank some of the people that followed during this, and kind of so on and so forth. So don't leave just yet. We will be back. We'll see you all very shortly. Until then, take care. Love each other. Be prepared for next week's episode, and we'll see you again in just a couple moments. Till then, peace. And we're back for bonus action. Now we can interact with chat. How's everybody doing today? How are we feeling? Are you guys excited? So this is bonus action. Bonus action is the portion of the show where we're going to be talking portion of the show where we're going to be chit-chatting with people, talking about things, answering questions if you guys have them, thanking our followers, which we're going to do at the top of the episode. We have 2 followers for this particular episode. Fatemaker 80, thank you very much, and Bard, thank you very much for giving us those follows. Appreciate you guys, and then Fable as well. Yeah, I don't know why she doesn't show up on the list.
Questions.
But I saw it earlier, so I know it counts. But yeah, so we're here to answer questions, to chit-chat, to just hang out for a little while and kind of do some stuff. So yeah, if you guys have questions or anything like that, ask them. We're here to answer.
And this will be a normal thing. So like after episodes, we'll probably take like a short break and stuff, and then come back in to chat with you guys because we won't be able to really focus on chat during episodes.
Yeah, this will be after every episode, so you guys will recap. We'll kind of talk about things. We'll do all of this at the end of every episode, not just this one. So be prepared for that as much as necessary. I don't care if you should ask. The thing is, the only thing that'll happen is I might just tell you we want to answer the question. That's the worst thing that can happen. So by all means,
spoilers.
Yeah, I might just go spoilers, and that's it.
I'll answer every question.
Yeah. Mowgli will answer every
No,
question he
Mowgli
knows
won't.
the answer to.
Nope, I'll answer every question. He knows the answer to.
Don't trust anything Mowgli
I
says.
can immediately get Mowgli with this one.
Just curious to see if you wanted some sort of notes recap or whatnot, like a minutes for this thing. I will be posting the lore bits entirely in the. There's a section on our Discord actually for campaign 1 details. You can see it up there in the campaign details. All of the notes will be copy pasted into that. So you guys will be able to read the actual descriptions and stuff that I wrote down for these guys to read out. The character details and stuff, this episode is going to be going up immediately on YouTube. So it'll be there for anybody to watch in case they missed it or anything like that as well. I don't know if we need an official sort of notes recap, but if you want to, by all means, do it. And if you send it to me, I can stick it somewhere on the Discord, I'm sure. It should be in there somewhere.
Karma.
I can
is
probably make a
everyone's
channel for it or something.
I can answer this. I know everyone's favorite food, right? All right. So, Aggie's favorite food is sweet berry pie. Don't know where the sweet berries come from, but he just loves sweet berry pie. Let's see. Mimi Doe's favorite food is vegan curry, vegetable curry. It's weird, I understand, but there's not allowed to be in this town. You don't want to know where the meat comes from. All right. So Rayla's favorite food is granola because she's a druid. Even though she says she's not a druid, but she is a druid, so her favorite food is just granola, just plain granola.
Not
Nothing
even
else.
honey?
Nope, just plain granola.
Damn.
And Zin's favorite food is, I don't know, he's a monk. He doesn't really care. He
It's
just
sticks.
eats for sustenance.
No,
There
it's
we
tree
go.
bark.
He's like one of those, he's a water bro. Like, you
There we
see
go.
someone like drinking something that's not water, he's like, drink water. Drink more water.
Yes.
And drink soda, no, drink water.
Yes.
You're injured? Drink water.
That's it.
Imagine
Vegetables
so-
and waters.
It's bowl of plain oatmeal.
Yes.
Guys, did I just realize that we don't have a healer in this party?
No, you don't.
Oh fuck, we fucked up.
No, I knew that from the very beginning. That's why I chose my class.
You know what? These are the risks.
I haven't said
we're
what I
willing
am
to
yet,
take.
but
I mean,
I need clips of you fuckers.
I'm good at dodging, so
I
Well,
can.
hopefully we'll see how this goes. But yeah, you don't have a dedicated healer. Gonna have to be doing this as carefully as possible, especially in some situations. I have some encounters planned that might we may be facing a TPK during this. We'll see. We'll see how it goes.
Nah, just full send it. We'll be fine.
I've full sent it once before. I have the memorial of that character.
That's true. That's true. We have death
Charged him.
certificates.
I tried to kill some of my characters under Shade, but like he just wouldn't kill me. I had to exile one of my other characters in the game, just like he's gone. We picked someone new.
but what if you wanted him again?
Armor brings up a good point. Y'all all better spec in deck so that you can have a high initiative and hope you can take them out before they take you out.
I fucked up. The fucking. There we
I don't
go.
even remember what my stat sheet looks like right now.
My dex is 8.
oh, I do. I'm
Oh.
loving it.
It's my double stack.
I was blessed with the rolls.
It is sheet.
What is a TPK? Total party kill. That's where everybody in the party dies, and we have to see what we can do to move on. It might be a thing that happens. It might not be. So we'll see what happens.
History repeats itself. There will be one person who doesn't
Just
die.
became wider.
They're
Me?
glorious
Yeah.
TPKs.
What's mine?
They happen at the most unexpected moments.
They do. Sometimes you can put a CR like 3 creature against a full party, and that creature will do a banshee scream and just wipe everybody out immediately. It happens. Ask me how I know.
That seems okay. Maybe.
Yeah, we'll see how this happens. But Yeah. So questions on the world building. Did all that make sense to all you guys? Did you have any questions about Indamira or about Astra? I'm not going to answer any questions about Coast City or Umlaut yet. Those will be kind of involved in the story, but yeah, any of that stuff, or about the motivations of the characters or anything like that, or about Dungeons and Dragons in general. We're here to answer pretty much everything. We're just here to chat for a little while until we feel like stopping. So
Yes, please tell me your woes. Let
Tell
me
me
be
your
your
woes.
barbarian therapist, and the answer is always violence.
No.
violence is the answer to every question.
It is.
Her axe? It's not snacks. It's axe.
Axe? Look, a little hand axe will do just fine. I know not all of us have barbarian strength. My bad.
I have a
I'm
strength of
2
18.
foot tall. Can you imagine me trying to carry your axe?
Does your
You have a
bard have
strength of
18
what?
strength? What the fuck?
Ah,
wait.
Sorry, hold on,
Did
chat.
we
I need
roll?
to.
Okay.
so- yep, my
I'm
bard has a strength of 18 and a dex of 8.
I am checking your character sheet.
Okay, your pluses.
I need to confirm this.
Your pluses. Okay.
Yeah, no, he has 18 strength. That's wild. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. That's just how we're gonna
And
do
I have
this.
like a 13 charisma. My character is spec fantastically.
I know the first thing I'm gonna do. Is the Guardian Corps some sort of core, like army people, or like a core to some giant construct?
Core,
Ooh.
core like army people. It is an organization in the city. It is made up of multiple people. It's like a kind of like a small militia that focuses on protecting the city from rifts. There might be giant constructs, maybe. I don't know.
Please, nobody put me in a machine. I am good for fighting, not for electricity.
Spicy spaghetti. Anybody got Dimension Door or something to teleport? Actually, that's a good point. That's something we didn't bring up in the thing. Well, we are starting at level 3 in this campaign. So a bit higher than, like, we're not doing, like, the whole level 1, level 2 slog here. Everybody has subclasses and stuff that they've already chosen. But nothing as high as Dimension Door yet. We will get there. We'll probably go till level 12 to 15, somewhere around in there. Something like that. I don't think this will be a level 20 campaign, but maybe. We'll see. We'll see.
I need to remember after this to
Save my spaghetti and something. Yeah, that's by all means. Do it.
I need to set up the thing where it sends to our Discord for the podcast. We're live.
Yeah, we got to do the bot thing.
Yeah,
Never did
might
set
be
that
important.
up. Maybe, yeah. Could help a little
Just a little.
bit. Callous. Look, man. I gotta put giant robots in here somewhere. I'm a mech fan, so we'll see how that goes. Where it'll be,
Guys,
that's the
I'm
question.
Hell,
We're going to
you know what?
be
Very much.
Power Rangers, right?
Yeah, Voltron.
I know exactly what's about to go on the space on this wall, and it's going to be a cry for help.
I mean, it already kind of says, it's already kind of a cry for help.
Okay.
Nice.
I tried my best.
I'm typing clip in spots. I go back later.
All my life I had to fight.
Savage.
This is the way things
Totally
work.
breaking out the vicious mockery right now.
It's already preparing, already in the mindset of the character. Until we get more questions, kind of what is the mindset of your characters? Like, what are you guys thinking your characters are gonna be like? Are you gonna, like, I know some of you guys have some particular motivations for joining Sammy's character, for instance, who kind of spilled her entire thing there. Like, are you immediately gonna go in and be like, start causing trouble? Is that gonna be y'all's things?
No.
Or no, of course not, Mowgli. No.
I feel like my no is like realistic. Like I'm being honest here. Rayleigh excited, and then you guys are all like, no, we're not gonna cause trouble.
Okay.
Absolutely not. No.
Rayla's gonna be a good little girl, and then we have literally everybody else.
Well, you know.
Y'all are gonna
I'm
corrupt my baby.
I'm gonna come in there and I'm seeking answers, and in this line of work, that doesn't happen at the bottom of the barrel. So I got some work to do.
Yeah.
So you're gonna be good for a while.
I am all for peace and tranquility.
Mhm.
Not
Mhm.
everything needs to be solved with violence, but it can be.
Dealt psychic damage. Wait till I say it in a voice.
Ah!
I've
I'm
already,
sorry.
I've been working on voices for some characters, and I'm pretty excited with what we're with what I've got going on. I think there's going to be one particular character that you guys, and the funny thing is, I'm not sure if if you guys are going to flip when you meet them or not. But I'm curious to see how you guys and the fans interact with her. It's going to be fun. Her, yeah. Shall we get a girly Shane voice? I'm going to be voicing.
You guys really don't want to hear his Valley Girl. It's
Oh my god, that's not that bad. Look, I will be voicing every NPC, be they male, female, so on and so forth. I do show equal representation as much as possible. So, and yes, I will be doing some girly voices. I'll be doing some young girly voices, and I will be doing some sultry mommy voices. We'll see how that's gonna go. Yeah, I have a Valley Girl.
I need to hear this practiced.
He does a really good Janice from Friends.
Really good what?
Who?
Janice from Friends.
Janice from
Am I just-
Friends.
Am I just calling myself out for? No, all right, well, we're here now.
Never
Shit.
watched
I don't think I've
Yes,
ever
if
watched
you're
Friends.
Well, you're missing
Don't
out.
worry, Callus. You'll get your fair share of not mommy Shane too.
Yeah.
He likes his voices. Callus is going to be the
I do
one
like my
calling you
voices.
out when suddenly the person has the wrong voice when you come back in.
Yeah, that
He's
might
gonna be like,
happen. I slip
no,
sometimes.
This person was like borderline British last time, and now he's country for some reason.
Shane, I have a question for you.
I do mess up. Oh god. Okay, what's up?
My number one pet peeve in fantasy are the names and the spellings are the worst thing on the planet.
Facts. Facts.
How bad are the names going to be? Just give me like on a scale of like 1 being like Bob or 10 being like a dumb
10
dragon name.
being no 10
Pizza.
being fucking note taker tears.
No taker tears. Okay, so
Dragon name.
Note taker tears.
okay,
Have you
so
never
let's
seen like a dragon name in D&D? It's like 85 characters long and
crazy.
half S's and Z's.
so to do
Note
to
taker
understand this, we have to talk about my style of DMing. I don't take notes. I keep pretty much everything in my head. And in order to keep those names in my head, 9 times out of 10, very important characters need to be very simply named. So to throw out some characters, the important NPC characters that I've designed, Boreal, Amaya, Torch, Arthur, these are names that are very simple. They're going to be their own kind of thing. However, I will be throwing out a bunch of random NPCs and stuff here and there, characters that don't necessarily matter quite as much. Some of those names may get off the wall. We might see them once or twice and then never see them again. I'm not responsible. Potentially, okay. There's going to be a lot of Karma says that we're going to get a lot of Timothys and Jimothys and Bobathys and just Grimathys, yeah, just a bunch of.
Gotta throw in Grim.
Yep, it's going to happen. The important characters will be simple enough to understand. The rest of them, maybe not so much. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. To answer your question, succinctly, yes.
NPC.
I have 35
I'm not even
NPCs.
gonna
They're all
attempt to
named
like
Jeff.
this. I can't.
Yeah,
I just went with it.
I don't really take notes. I have to remember all these names, so I make them so that I can remember them. That's the best way to explain it. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how to answer that question. There is
I always say
one.
that because I am the note taker, and like
There is one name that I've played. Because I have some other characters that I didn't mention that I have designed. There is one name that I think you guys will get really funny reactions out of, because they're going to have a nickname, and that'll be mostly how we and I refer to them. But their full name is going to be. It is actually based on what is it? It's ancient Sumerian, so it is really fun to pronounce.
Tiamat.
No, it's not Tiamat.
That's ancient Sumerian. Isn't that ancient Sumerian?
It might be Sumerian, yeah. Actually, I think it's either Sumerian or Persian. Let me pull this up real quick.
Same as Tiamat. We didn't know Tiamat's an actual real goddess in real life lore. The more you know.
Why did it specifically search up the NFL? It might be. I think it's Persian. Yeah, it is. It is Persian, not Sumerian.
Butchering it already. Butchering it.
Yeah, it is. It is Persian. So,
And Courtney, I know you take notes. I just write digital notes that can be shared with other people.
Yeah, well, to be fair, I write mine on a digital notepad that I could share if I wanted you guys to have to read my terrible digital handwriting. It's still
No, I
written.
just type
It's
everything
not typed.
If you ever see me looking at this screen a whole lot, it's because my note app is over here.
You guys ready to hear Dice ASMR?
I can't hear shit.
clicky clacky math rocks.
Nope.
Nope.
You can't hear my dice?
Too much
Barely.
felt.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
Got nothing.
No?
No.
Wow, the disappointment.
Filter.
I'm sorry, guys. Fuck
Give
your
them Dice
ASMR.
Can
ASMR.
you hear my dice? I something dirty.
I can't even hear
No.
Mowgli's.
Yeah.
No?
Not really.
Yeah.
It's probably because Discord has noise gates and stuff on it. So.
Oh my god.
I can get my chonk and I bet it'll roll.
I mean, yeah, you hear that thing mainly because
Yeah.
you can hear it next door when it hits the fucking floor.
It does sound like it's gonna take out a village, okay?
Yeah, that thing's like a meteor dropping down. All right, so we're
I
gonna.
stopped myself from an out-of-pocket comment. I'm sorry.
I mean, thank you. I
What's
appreciate
your
that.
out-of-pocket comment?
Mowgli, don't encourage her.
Definitely don't encourage her. Look at her face right now.
Come on.
It needs to stay behind those sealed lips.
You can do it.
So we're gonna be drawing bonus action to a close. This is gonna be your last chance to ask any questions about world building, about Dungeons and Dragons, about any of this stuff, or just to let us know that you guys are ready, that you are prepared, that you have all the information that you'll think you'll need when our story starts next week. Let us know. I mean, just let us know how you're feeling, or give us a couple more questions.
Yes.
Because otherwise, we're just gonna sit here and like shoot the shit for like 3 or 4 hours, and like that's a thing we can probably do. But I have a couple things I need to go over with the players before next week, so go ahead and get that out of the way for us. But yeah,
We're not here to hold you against your will for now.
no.
Wow.
Once the official episodes start, this will be like a 3 to 4 hour thing. So it's gonna happen. But
What was that squeak?
that was Courtney
Okay,
sneezing.
So I sneezed from across the room.
Looking forward to
And I
everything.
muted
Thanks,
my
sweetie.
mic. Came through his.
She does that every once in a while. It's just a thing.
I plan on holding a lot of people against their will.
I don't know if you should say that on Twitch. I feel
I
like
don't think you should say that. Period. What? Can we correct that real quick?
No,
No,
unfortunately, that's now on the internet. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Does that mean you're going for that right there? Stop good and out of pocket Steven stuff.
What do you mean?
Your social presence is gonna be
This is
very
it's like
concerning.
To
we're
say the
talking
least. Yeah.
D&D. I am a monk. I'm just saying. Some people
You
would be
peaceful
held
little monk.
against their will.
I
Well,
don't
He said it
know about
twice.
that, actually.
Anyway.
Okay, we're just gonna go ahead and move on from this conversation.
Mm,
Thank you everybody who tuned in. We appreciate it. What time Monday next week? So it'll be 7 p.m. Yeah, 7 p.m. Eastern. That'll be our normal schedule every Monday at 7. We might do some stuff other days. I don't know if the cast and stuff will be involved because Twitch requires you have a couple of other things for stuff, and we'll see how that goes. But for right now, Mondays at 7 p.m. is going to be our main schedule going forward. So we'll let you know if that changes, but it probably won't. Hopefully. Yep. We'll be here. But yeah, thank you for everybody who tuned in. We really, really appreciate you guys. We hope you guys have the information stuff you need when our episode starts. Be prepared because we're going to start off pretty hard and fast when this campaign goes live. We're going to get right into the meat of things, and I'm super excited to see how you guys react. Super, super excited to get started. So, but yeah, like I said, thank you guys for tuning in, and we will see you all next week. Until then, take care, love each other, and mark your calendars because this is a thing. This is happening now. So,
Yeah.
all you sweet little dolls better be here. Line your docks up.
Next week, we're coming at you.
Please don't. Please don't do
please,
that. Please don't say
please
that.
stop. All right,
Actually.
but before
In stream,
before Steven
please.
starts, we're gonna end stream. Bye, 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 goodbye.